Memorial Council on receiving the Congressional Gold Medal from the President in the ceremony in the Roosevelt Room. Mr. Wiesel spoke very directly to the President, as you heard, expressing sadness in his heart for the President's decision to visit a German military cemetery when he visits Europe the 1st of next month. He implored, he appealed to the President very personally, and something you normally don't see on live television. He implored the President to please find another way, find another site. Go to a place where you can pay honor to the victims of the Nazis and not the Nazis themselves. The President, in his remarks, paid tribute to those who suffered at the hands of the Nazis during World War II, but he did not speak directly to this controversy. He called on the Soviets again to release Soviet Jews, and he spoke also of what he called the cancer of anti-Semitism. Chris Wallace is now out on the White House lawn, and we wanted to check in with our White House correspondent and see if there are any new developments in this controversy. Chris?
Well, let me say, first of all, John, to second what you said, it was one of the most extraordinary scenes I've seen during my 3 years here at the White House. Elie Wiesel, almost like a teacher to a student, lecturing the President, trying to inform him what pain the President's decision to go to Bitburg has caused. We should tell you that the President so far has been absolutely determined to go to Bitburg. When some aides tried to talk him out of it, when this storm first brewed over last week in California, the President was quoted as saying, "Don't try to talk me out of going to Bitburg." But NBC News has learned that last night, without the President's approval, some top officials cabled the West German government to ask if there is some way that they could cancel the President's trip to Bitburg, to the cemetery, without it being too damaging to U.S.-German relations. Now, as I say, this was done without the President's approval, and so far all the signals here are that the President is going to go ahead both to a concentration camp and to Bitburg Cemetery. But at least some top officials here are so distressed with the President's decision and with the furor it has caused in this country among both American veterans and Jews that they are on their own talking to the West German government about whether some compromise could be reached that would allow the President to cancel the trip to Bitburg.
Chris, has there been any kind of a post-mortem yet on how this flap could have happened?
Well, I'm sure it's going on a few yards away from us in the West Wing among the President's top officials. I should tell you that among the press corps and among politicians here in Washington, there's a lot of talk about this is the first serious test for the new Reagan team. As we know, White House Chief of Staff James Baker left in January, and Don Regan, the former Treasury Secretary, took over. This is the first real test for Donald Regan, the Chief of Staff, and his top assistant on public relations, Director of Communications, Patrick Buchanan. And the fact is that 8 days ago, this fight started, and it is still going on. I think that the general feeling is that the new team has not handled it so well so far as the old team would have.
Thank you very much, White House correspondent Chris Wallace, for that report. We will have more on this story tonight on NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw. For now, I'm John Palmer, NBC News, New York. Good morning.
This has been an NBC News report.